Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My next guest, real good guy, Chicago man, all-around sports guy, in town, doing a little work, a little pleasure. The great Dave Kaplan. What's up, buddy?
How you doing? Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. We're talking. I mean, first of all, I gotta say, you're a big basketball guy, Chicago. The Derrick Rose situation, like, how heartbreaking is that whole thing in Chicago? What's going on?
This is like the third year he hasn't played because they had a lockout year.
Yeah.
Then he was hurt. Then he blows the knee. Missed all last year. Plays, I think, 9 games this year. And blows it out again. And it's
when you heard he got that injury again this year, like, what do you say?
It was a meniscus, though.
Right.
You
John's
scope
of the
that
school.
and
John's
you play
of the
a week
school,
later.
Yeah, John's of the school. He should be playing, but I mean, it's different.
Well, Dan Hampton, who I was just talking to you about, Dan Hampton had a meniscus and played an NFL game 9 days later.
I had a meniscus and I played the next week.
Right.
I got my meniscus fixed on a Saturday.
Played the following Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a reattachment.
No. Yes, exactly. It was our bye week. I had my meniscus done on the bye week and played the next week.
Yeah, Derek had a reattachment rather than just cutting it out with a scope, so that's why they say it takes longer.
Okay.
And they're not going to win a title this year, so they're taking time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I guess
listen,
that is different.
But yeah, just forget the validity of it. It's just so disappointing. I mean, I love basketball. I'm a Knicks fan, but I like competitiveness. I love when great guys get to play, especially at that young age. It's really mentally, do you have any gauge on him? Do you know him at all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him in high school. He played in a high school event that I put on every year. He's a great kid.
Yeah.
In fact, in high school, my event, he went up against Evan Turner, and it was war. It was, yeah. I mean, his high school teams won the last 4 state titles. It's a great program. He's a great kid.
I love stuff like that.
They've kind of pulled together. I mean, it's almost like this team rallies around the fact that he abandons them every year.
You think so?
Best coach in the NBA.
All right, there you go.
Popovich has won titles. All right, I'll leave him to the side. Then it's Thibodeau. He's the best.
Interesting thought. Well, speaking of great coaches, Phil Jackson. What do you think's going to happen here? You think that's worth it, or is it Theo Epstein and the Cubs?
Easy now.
Yeah, I don't like it easy. So with Theo, what's it been, about 5 years? Or?
This is to be Theo's 3rd season.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, but what do you think about Phil Jackson in that situation?
Look, is he not going to move to New York? I keep hearing he wants to live in California.
He's doing it via Skype.
Okay, exactly. Exactly. For my team, I want my executive 24/7 he's consumed with how do I fix the team.
Exactly.
Not living with his Playboy model fiance in California and then making a bunch of money.
How about the fact that, look, it's still I know executives, coaches mean a lot, but it's still a basketball team. You're paying a guy all that money who doesn't have to be there physically. I mean, it's crazy.
I don't get the
that
whole...
in and of itself, it's a typical stupid move by Dolan.
Yeah, I don't understand the decision.
Boob.
I want an executive who said, this is what I'm committed to doing. I don't think that's totally what's going to consume him.
Well, I think he wants to be next to all those weed dispensaries, probably. I don't know. Just an odd situation. As a Knicks fan, I can't say that.
I'm hoping Carmelo ends up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see what Jackson does with Carmelo.
Well, if he truly wants to win a ring,
he
doesn't stay in New York. If he's all about the money, then he stays in New York.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you're going to get money anywer, but it's a matter of how, whatever.
Do you think that Phil Jackson, if he has his say, wants to pay him? I don't. I mean, I think, if Phil Jackson wants to make this Knicks team better and build, you're going to have to start from scratch. Yeah.
He does a Theo.
Yeah. And I think that does not include Carmelo. So the writing is on the wall. I think this hiring means Carmelo's gone whether he likes it or not.
Mm-hmm. Come to Chicago.
Yeah, well, sure. It's going to be interesting to see him, if Rose gets back healthy, how they play together.
If you had Jimmy Butler, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, Carmelo Anthony, Derrick Rose, that team can win.
I hope. I mean, come on, because I hate the Heat.
I'm with you.
Did the Heat lose tonight?
The Heat got beat by Brooklyn tonight.
Man, you think the Pacers can beat them this year? Definitely beat them?
Boy, I did 2 months ago. They just don't look good right now, the Pacers.
No one looks good
I knew
right
something
now.
would happen with that. Everybody's like, Pacers are going to done. The Heat's done. Watch, the Heat will be there again.
Is this
They
just
will.
a
I'm with you.
lull? Is this the season lull right now?
It happens
where
in basketball. There's a lull every year. There is.
It just seems like teams are not performing up to standard, right?
Yeah, you hit
Right
the
now.
wall.
Yeah. I mean, losing to Brooklyn, the Heat.
At home.
You're saying, and during the playoffs, who can beat the Heat? Well, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Heat tonight.
Now, listen.
That's sad.
speaking
Chicago
of-
beat them the other day.
Speaking of controversial stuff, you live in Deerfield by the Walgreens there, where the Have you ever seen the Twins who work for us trying to pick up some Bulls players there?
I have.
Yeah.
Have you really?
We've heard, well, listen, we've heard constant rumors where the girls are there trying to, this Noah character, everybody in the show, they're buying them shampoo.
And it's funny because that's where Noah goes.
That's
There's
right.
a Whole Foods
they've
and a
seen them.
Walgreens.
And the guy, Noah
Yeah.
seems to be acting like a gentleman. We don't want any lawsuits here, but the girls seem to be very aggressive with him.
Yes.
Very aggressive with him.
They're two beautiful girls.
They are, and they're trying to exploit that.
Yeah.
And when
they
you get
flaunt
the
that
problem
with
is
the
when
players.
you get a 2.6 at the University of Kentucky, now you have to exploit your looks. That's what they got, the girls. 2.6s. And if they want to come out and defend themselves, they
Did
can.
they both get 2 6s?
Combined.
Yeah, they each got a 1.3.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Here's me on the Tonight Show. Wait till you see what this looks like. I did the Tonight Show tonight, Dave.
What was that like?
It was fun. I've done Fallon a bunch of times, but I've never done the Tonight Show. And he does this bit where you play ping pong in a sweater. And look at this. The two fat guys, me and the other announcer, played ping pong. And I'm not going to tell you what happened, but it was a real barn burner.
Is Jimmy left-handed?
I don't know, but I'm not. I got screwed in this whole thing. I'm not left-handed.
Yeah, that is rough.
Yeah, so we had to go play. But if you watch, at one point, Dave, I as a sports fan, I'm sure you're interested in this. I lunge for a ball, and see that hot chick in the band? She sees my whole ass, and she makes like a puke sound. I think. Look at this. Well, there's a decent.
Oh.
There we go. I forced her to miss. That's what the greats do.
Yeah.
You
Right.
force somebody to miss.
You put them in a tough spot.
What do you think about Theo Epstein, Dave? What do you think? Let's all joking aside. What do you think about the situation?
Theo is going to get this done. I promise you.
When?
This will be the worst of the 3 years that he's been there.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Uh-oh.
When he took this thing over, it was so broken.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the system, and they had to tear it apart and build it back up. Now, they've got kids who are going to be some this year, some next year, close.
Right.
And then I think you'll see them start to turn north.
You sure about that?
I'm promising you.
Okay. How's he going to do that?
We have got enough young talent coming, and then they will fill in with some veterans around them.
Okay.
I'm promising
young
you.
talent from the farm system, you know this?
Yeah, we're loaded in the farm
You
system.
are?
Loaded.
Really?
Yes.
It sounds like
Remember
you're
the
loaded
name
here.
Javier Baez,
Javier Baez.
best prospect in baseball.
Is he going to be at the Walgreens?
He looking for the two girls at the Walgreens. Chris Bryant had more homers in college last year than 100 Division I teams.
Yeah.
We picked him
Jeez.
second overall,
Okay.
and we got a couple other guys. So
Now, listen, I know you're close with Joe Girardi. I love Joe, man. I'm a Yankee
my guy.
Yankee fan. Do you think the Yanks and this? First of all, what do you think of this whole new thing where a star player has this goodbye tour, where this political correct again, no competitive nature. Derek Jeter ruins these teams' chances to get in the playoffs for 20 years, and they give him a Corvette. It doesn't make any sense. What do you think of that whole situation?
I don't get the whole goodbye tour, but he's a special player.
Yeah.
He's not just some guy. He is Derek Jeter, so I get it.
Right.
He sells a lot of tickets in a lot of cities. People want to say thank
That's
you.
what it's about. It's
That's
not
it.
the money thing. It's a good point, but my God, to me, I'd want to. If I were to say like I don't know the Oakland A's, I'd want to hit him in the head with a fastball. I don't want to give him a camper. But I guess that's what happens. John, any thoughts
makes
on
sense.
hoops?
Yeah, well,
I want to talk Cutler with you guys.
Go ahead.
please.
Give me your Cutler. Do you think Cutler's
Do
the
you
most?
hate him as much
Is he
as
the
we
most
do?
overpaid quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't have many options. There wasn't a lot out there. Josh McCown
Well,
is
you
not
got
the-
Josh McCown on
Oh,
your team, and
please.
he's not the long-term
He was a
answer,
gym
obviously.
teacher 2 years ago.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was a volunteer football coach when
So
they brought
you
him back
don't
up.
And I heard he was
Josh
bad
McCown?
at that.
Nice guy. No, I think the fact that people think he should have started over Jay is ridiculous.
Wow. Even though he performed the way he did.
Yeah. 5 games. Look who they beat. Not great teams.
Yeah.
I want to say, what was his his QBR was at
He was
the top of the
13 to 1
league, right?
TDs to interception.
Pretty incredible.
Pretty good.
I feel like he just kind of clicked, like he figured it all out in his preparation. I mean, Jay Cutler even said, watching Josh prepare made me a better quarterback. I haven't seen the proof on the field.
I look at Jay and I see Jeff George.
Yeah. That's what Brian Jones was saying.
Yeah, that's exactly
same
what
thing.
he said.
Brian
yeah.
played with Jeff. I played with Jeff.
I think he's more mobile.
Incredible arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an incredible athlete. Jay Cutler is. I just don't think he will ever win.
I don't think he's a winning player.
Now, what about that Christine Cavallari? How annoying is she?
Extremely annoying.
Yeah. Has she thrown
Does he-
herself at you at events?
She has.
Yeah.
Been all over me.
I knew it.
Kidding.
Does he live in L.A. with her? Or
No,
does
they
he
have a
live
place in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm sure she's there all the
I'm
time.
sure she's a lovely woman.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't know. The whole thing, it's Chicago, blue-collar town. It's not endearing when they go for the Hollywood chick. It's always hard.
Right.
Right. They want the hometown. They want the twins.
Listen, there's a lot of good-looking women
I
in
do
Chicago,
TV in
man.
Chicago. I'm thinking of stealing the twins and bringing them back to Chicago.
Yeah, no, listen. The Chicago's got a lot of good-looking women.
It's a great town.
Oh, it's Windy City. It's Ass City.
It is phenomenal. It's a great town.
Yeah.
Acid.
And
I
by
call
the
it
way,
Ass City.
the pizza here
Yeah.
pales in comparison to deep dish pizza in Chicago.
I heard people from Chicago don't even eat deep dish.
Yes,
that
they
they
do.
get sick of it.
No.
Who was saying that?
I don't know.
It dominates.
Someone was saying the people that eat deep dish pizza are tourists.
No.
Roper
That's true.
Roper was saying that when we had Roper in here.
Yeah.
I love Roper, but he's out of his mind.
Yeah.
My wife works for for the number one pizza in Chicago.
Oh,
Just
really?
named number one in the United States by Esquire.
Oh, well, now you're saying this because you have a financial
Jeez.
And it was the pizza that Jon Stewart ate on TV.
Ah.
That was her boss. So much better than this thin stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're going to the wrong places, Kaplan. I'll take you to a couple of places.
You take me. I'm
Yeah.
around. I'm here till Saturday.
You know,
There's
whenever
some
we
good stuff.
whenever we talk. By the way, I'm rescinding that offer. I'm busy. But, I'm kidding. Every time I see you, Dave, I give you all joking aside, so much props for the documentary Hoop Dreams, and your involvement in that. And I always like to ask for updates on those two kids. As far as you know, they're doing all right.
They are.
Yeah.
William Gates is actually a minister now.
No kidding.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's
Bill
what,
Gates,
Well, that's
there you
what.
go.
But do you ever see Hoop Dreams?
No.
Yeah, well, it's just an amazing documentary about these, and you can't watch. When I saw it when it first came out, you can't now watch something like that, and it proves it's a good documentary, and not be emotionally involved with those guys forever.
Right.
You really do care
I
about
followed two high school basketball players for 5 or 6 years.
actual time. Yeah, 5 years.
From like 7th
Wow.
grade through into college.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
right. It was great about that documentary too. Is the insight into how that coach at St. Joe's really operated. And,
Gene Pingaton.
Oh wow.
He
What
coached
happened
Isaiah.
with him? I know Isaiah. What happened with him after that?
He's still there.
He's still there.
He's the winningest coach in the history of Illinois basketball.
I would hope he would be. He's been there for a long. I mean,
Forever.
it seemed like that documentary was 20 years ago. It seemed like he was there for 20 years. At
Yeah,
that point.
he's been there forever. He's won almost 1,000 games.
Wow. Oh man.
How about that?
Yeah, and he was Isaiah's coach.
Yep,
He was
Evan
Isaiah's
Turner.
coach.
He had a bunch of great ones.
Who do you think's the best player ever to come out of Chicago?
I leave Kevin Garnett to the side because he was only there for a year. Probably Mark Aguirre. If you talk high school.
No, I'm talking about to go to the NBA.
To go to the end, I mean, wow, it's a good question. Best ever out of Chicago. There's a kid coming out right now, going to Duke next year, Jahlil Okafor.
Really?
He might go down as the best big man ever out of Chicago.
What I'm talking about, you got Wade, you got Isaiah.
Probably Isaiah.
Isaiah.
What about NFL
Probably.
guys? You claim Donovan?
We claim Donovan, absolutely.
Yeah. You like Donovan?
Donovan got mad at me because he was also a high school basketball teammate of Antoine Walker. And I was scouting, and I wrote this review of him as a player.
As a basketball player or
Yeah,
a football
as a
player?
basketball player. And I said, stick to football, you can't shoot. Well, now he's playing for the Eagles, and we get him on. And I said, hey, we welcome in Donovan McNabb, David Kaplan. Tom Waddle was my partner. And he said, whoa, I'm on with Dave Kaplan? I hate you. And I said, what'd I do to
Wow.
you? He said, you said I couldn't shoot. And I should stick to football.
Wow.
I said, you just signed for $100 million. Why do you care what I said?
Oh, that's funny.
They take that stuff serious.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Dave, thanks. We got our buddy Gino coming in, but
You might want to stick around for that.
you
be some
stick around if you
fireworks.
want. There's gonna be some fireworks maybe between him and
I'm taking
Mike
the
Buschetti.
Twins.
Yeah, Buschetti, the Twins. Yeah, have something in the fridge, but always welcome to have you on, man. And,
Thanks for having me.
Come back anytime. What are you actually doing in town? You covering
Covering the Atlantic 10. I'm doing the
Atlantic 10.
color. I'm working with Stan Van Gundy.
That's gonna be cool.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
great Dave Kaplan. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
Back after.
See you guys.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.